Stand up for a moment, or if you are seated, try this right now. Flex your foot upward as far as it will go, pulling your toes toward your shin. Did it move freely, or did you feel tightness, resistance? A subtle pulling at the back of the ankle? That single movement tells you something critical about your fall risk. Falls are the second leading cause of accidental death among older adults. Globally, falls account for approximately 684,000 deaths annually. And 1 in 3 adults over 65 experiences a fall every year. In South Korea alone, the 2023 National Survey on the Elderly reported that 5.6% of seniors aged 65 and older fell in the prior year, averaging 1.9 falls per person. The consequences are devastating. Research consistently shows that 1 in 3 adults aged 50 and over dies within 12 months of a hip fracture. In cases where treatment is delayed, that mortality rate climbs to 70%. This is not a problem of carelessness. It is a problem of structural body function, and the ankle is at the center of it. Here is what most people do not know. Ankle dorsiflexion, the ability to flex your foot upward toward your shin, is one of the single strongest predictors of dynamic balance and stair-related fall risk. Normal ankle dorsiflexion sits at approximately 20 degrees. Research tracking age-related changes documents a dramatic decline, with aging average dorsiflexion in men in their 20s measures around 24.8 degrees, dropping to just 13.8 degrees by the 40s and declining further into old age. A landmark study of healthy adults across 3 age groups found that as the ankle loses range of motion and plantar flexor strength, both forward, backward, and side-to-side balance sway increase significantly. The ankle was the joint most directly correlated with balance instability in the over 65 group. Why does ankle stiffness cause falls? When the ankle cannot dorsiflex adequately, the foot cannot clear the ground fully during the swing phase of walking. The toes catch on uneven surfaces. On stairs, the front of the foot drags. On slightly inclined ground, the body cannot make the rapid micro-adjustments needed to stay upright. The brain receives balance information through thousands of proprioceptive receptors in the foot and ankle. When those joints stiffen, the signal quality degrades, and the brain's ability to orchestrate corrective movements slows. A Korean clinical study on ankle range of motion training in older adults reported a 13.4% increase in walking speed and significant balance improvement following the program. The ankle is the foundation of the entire balance system. When the foundation erodes, everything above it becomes unstable. Here are your 3 daily movements. Together they take 3 minutes, require only a chair and a dress. All 3 mechanisms of ankle-related fall risk: dorsiflexion mobility, plantar flexor strength, and proprioceptive activation. The first movement is the seated ankle dorsiflexion stretch. Sit upright in your chair. Extend one leg forward with the heel resting on the floor. Pull your toes back toward your shin as far as possible, and hold that position for 30 seconds. You should feel a clear stretch through the back of the lower leg, along the calf and Achilles tendon. Switch sides and hold for another 30 seconds. Total time 1 minute. This directly targets the gastrocnemius and soleus muscles, along with the Achilles tendon, which are the primary structures restricting ankle dorsiflexion in older adults. An 8-week ankle stretching intervention in an elderly population produced significant increases in dorsiflexion, range of motion, and measurable improvements in balance performance. Consistent daily practice compounds these gains over weeks and months. The second movement is the seated ankle circle and alphabet drill. Lift 1 foot just off the floor. Rotate your ankle in wide, slow circles 10 rotations clockwise, then 10 counterclockwise. Then use that foot to write the letters A through E in the air using only ankle movement, making each letter as large as possible. Repeat on the other side. Total time approximately 1 minute. This exercise stimulates the ankle joint in multiple planes, covering the inversion and eversion directions that are directly linked to lateral balance and stumbling recovery. The varied movement patterns activate the proprioceptive receptors embedded in the ankle ligaments and surrounding tissue, sharpening the brain's real-time awareness of foot position. Think of it as recalibrating your internal GPS. The third movement is the supported heel raise. Stand behind your chair with both hands resting lightly on the back for support. Feet shoulder width apart. Slowly rise onto the balls of both feet, lifting your heels as high as possible. Hold at the top for 2 seconds. Then lower yourself back down over a full 3 seconds, resisting gravity on the way down. Repeat 10 to 15 times. Total time approximately 1 minute. The critical detail is the slow descent. The eccentric, or lengthening, contraction of the calf muscles during the lowering phase builds the stabilizing strength needed to prevent ankle buckling on uneven ground. This is the reflex that catches you when your foot slides or rolls unexpectedly. If one-legged heel raises feel manageable, alternate legs to add a balance training component. Here is your 7-day plan. On day 1, complete all 3 movements and note which ankle feels stiffer. That side needs extra attention. On days 2 and 3, follow the full routine once daily. After a meal or during evening television time. On day 4, increase heel raises to 15 repetitions. On day 5, extend the dorsiflexion stretch hold from 30 to 45 seconds. On day 6, attempt alternating single leg heel raises with your support grip. On day 7, retest your ankle dorsiflexion, pulling your toes back as far as possible. Most people notice a meaningful difference in range and ease after 1 week. Continue for 4 weeks and the improvements in morning stiffness and walking confidence become genuinely significant. Before starting, a few essential cautions. Always use a support grip for any standing exercise, without exception. If you have osteoporosis, avoid any forced or jerky stretching and consult your healthcare provider about appropriate intensity. If you have an existing ankle injury, recent fracture, or diagnosed joint disease, begin only after clearance from your physician or physical therapist. If you experience dizziness or have cardiovascular concerns, perform all exercises seated. Stop immediately if any movement produces sharp pain inside the ankle joint. One final and encouraging fact. Research shows that physically active older adults do not experience the same degree of proprioceptive decline as sedentary adults. Much of what we attribute to aging in the ankle is actually the result of disuse, not time itself. The ankle responds to training at any age. 3 minutes a day is all it takes to begin reversing years of stiffness and rebuilding the foundation that keeps you upright and independent. If this video helped you or someone you care for, please press like and subscribe. We publish practical, evidence-based health content for active aging every week. Share this with a parent or grandparent today. It may be the most important 3 minutes you pass along this year.